Hey, what's going on, people? AJ Trainsalot here, Transform with Trainsalot. Thank you for returning and welcome to the channel. Now, this video is actually for the month of March. I know I'm a little late, but bear with me. Also, I apologize if there's any background noise close to a highway. Just bear with me, all right? And I'm going to talk about what March represents and the time of year that it is, right? So March was actually, in the Roman calendar, it was actually the first month of the year. They didn't have January, February. Interesting fact, they didn't count the winter time, the winter season, because it was just a season of barren, empty waste, right? So actually March was the first month in the Roman calendar, and that was their new year. And it was also named after the Roman god of war, right? So last month, March, represents a time to do battle. Do battle with what? Do battle with yourself, with vices that we're trying to overcome, with any bad habits that we're trying to get rid of. Okay, anyone close to us that's halting our progression and holding us back. So it's the time to do war, to go to battle with the inner weakling inside you. David Goggins would say the inner bitch, right? And so going to war, because we all know there's two sides in us, right? I mean, there's also two sides. There's a dichotomy in the natural universe between what's easy and what's difficult. And we know that what's easy more than likely is not necessarily going to yield the best, most productive results in the end. But what's difficult to do and what takes time usually is going to be the better option for us. And we can use last month, March, right, with it representing the spring equinox, the spring solstice. That represents a time to plant seeds. Now, what are seeds? Seeds are ideas, goals, aspirations, anything we want to accomplish and reap later on in the year. We plant those things now from our mind, write it down, and that's a form of planting something. And since life happens in seasons, right, we can view this month, last month, and the next month as a time of planting. And then when summer come around, that's the time to protect and nurture what we planted. But March and April, this month, is a time to take the time, right, going off of self-love, take the time to figure out what we really want to do in life, what we really want to bring forth, write it down, think of a plan to make it happen, and understand that it's not going to happen overnight, right? The most bountiful seeds take time to harvest. They take time to grow. And we water them with consistency. We water them with discipline, and we water them with awareness every day. It's no different than a plant. Plant in your home. You wake up and you water it. When you write an idea down, you wake up and you work on it. There's no other way that it's going to come to harvest later on in the year if that doesn't happen. The same way, if you don't do that, your plant is going to die, okay? You'll be a very bad gardener. And what do we plant seeds with is also important. We should plant seeds with passion and desire. These two should be our starting point to anything we want to accomplish, okay? Passion and desire. You have a strong desire to level up your life, to level up your situation, okay? You should be passionate about the things you're trying to chase. Because if not, in the long run, you're just gonna burn out, because it's not gonna be internally worth it if you don't have a desire to do these things, if you don't have a passion for it, truly a passion. If you're just doing it because it looks cool, or it's the new money making wave, or it's the new popular thing on Instagram, it's not gonna succeed in the long run. Your harvest is gonna be for naught, okay? And since life happens in seasons, right? We talked about springtime being a time to plant ideas, summertime being a time to nurture and protect them from the birds, the bees, and the noxious weeds, all right? And then autumn time, autumn being the time to reap what you have sown. It's a time to see the fruits of your labor. Now, that might not actually happen in the year, okay? It could be 5 years from now that you reap the rewards of the things you planted now, right? But it happens in season. So 2 years, you could be planting goals. You could be planting those seeds, right? And then 5 years from now is your autumn season. Well, 5 years from now could be your fall season, the time when you dig up, when those fruits grow, when those seeds are growing, okay? And then you got the winter, where it doesn't seem like there's much going on. It's just a drought. It's a barren kind of time. The money runs out. The ideas run out. Where you don't have many resources, okay? But the thing to remember is that spring is coming right after that. And it always does, no matter what, okay? So you can't be attached to one particular season. So you can't be attached to one particular season. You have to take each season and understand that what the time is for in that season, and what's going to happen in that season, okay? Each season has its own purpose. It's not like, oh, I don't want any winters. You're going to have some winters, okay? And there's going to be times to get through those winters, right? Is the springtime, where you're planting these ideas to take care of you in the wintertime. Okay, understand this, right? So again, this is for last month, March, and that's what March is. That's kind of the theme of March, springtime, planting ideas, but also going to battle with yourself, going to war with yourself, going to war with your inner demons and the inner bitch inside you, to conquer and defeat those vices that have been holding on to you for so long. Just like him right here. Defeating those vices that you once thought, you would do forever. Or things that make you feel uncomfortable. Okay, going to war with old, negative, unproductive thought patterns, okay? Going to war with your inner self that was holding you back. And so that's what March is about. That's what March represents. And this is the year of evolution, okay? So stay tuned for this month's April video and the things behind that, a little bit of history and the intrinsic values that each month has within it, okay? We're going all the way to December, and I'll see you next year.